This is one of the most interesting articles that I have ever read in a while. It not only reeks of guilt and projection, but it is certainly different than anything I've ever read in my videos. It's rare for me to get out of an article and feeling a lot more optimistic. I usually get out of articles feeling depressed and hoping that the world should be nuked from orbit. But this article made me want to preserve whatever good that is left in the society, whether it be old Disney movies or moe anime or Kana from Dragon Maid. So congratulations, article. You made me feel optimistic, even though the article itself is certainly not.
Adults who like Disney need to grow up.
Grow up? Grow up? Grow up in what sense? You're well aware that a lot of Disney or Pixar or DreamWorks movies right now are appealing to both of those demographics, right? The kids can enjoy the cartoon images and silly humor, the adults can enjoy some of the complexities of the story and characters, and even some of the adult humor. It's a win-win for both. I'm interested to know which part of ourselves that we need to grow up at. Maybe we should stop watching Disney and go watch other adult shows like The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or the classic American masterpiece Jersey Shore. I don't know, please tell me.
Hate is a strong word, but it's definitely a firm mehness that began when I was a child that has carried on into adulthood, and the more people that chastise me over not being totally head over heels, ride a magic carpet in love with Disney, the more I fight it. Call me stubborn, sure, but I did try to get into the spirit as a child, watching a movie here and there, if it was in front of me.
Wow. What a way to present yourself, writer. Most writers at least attempt to hide their insecurities when talking about hobbies that they're personally ashamed of. But not you. You just went straight ahead with your personal story. Please carry on and be insecure to the face of everyone.
But 20-something years later, at least once a week, I am met with horrified gawks and gasps when an Aladdin or Cinderella reference goes right over my head. Oh, I haven't seen Aladdin or Cinderella or whatever, I'll say, moving the conversation along. But why, they ask, like I'm some sort of alien. I just don't really care for it, I'll reply.
Good for you. My parents don't care about my gaming hobbies either. Did I tell them to stop watching Indian drama on TV? It seems like you really can't enjoy life unless the people you're close with also enjoy the things that you enjoy. Even my closest friends don't enjoy some of the things that I enjoy, and I don't enjoy some of the things that they enjoy. Bear with me here, the next part requires me to reread the last part for full context.
Oh, I haven't seen Aladdin or Cinderella or whatever, I'll say, moving the conversation along. But why, they ask, like I'm some sort of alien. I just don't really care for it, I'll reply. And then suddenly I'm alone at a party. Cool.
Metro, you really need to hire better writers. This writer doesn't write a sophisticated article about how watching Disney is an immature act. This writer just complains about how she gets alone at a party because she didn't understand a Disney reference. We're not talking about fringe Disney movies here. We're talking Aladdin and Cinderella. Even my parents know those movies. This article starts off so much fun, but then as you read further and further, it only makes you feel sad for the person. I swear to you, you're gonna have a more positive outlook in life after you get out of this, because at least you are on the knowledge that you are not as miserable as this person.
After this week, Minnie Mouse was given her star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame a whole 40 years after her male counterpart Mickey got his, even though they both made their debut.
Stop. You are pissed that you're left alone at a party because you don't understand a reference from very successful Disney films, and now you're pissed because Minnie Mouse was given the star of Hollywood Walk of Fame 40 years after Mickey Mouse? Lady, I know that your point of being left alone at a party is probably a joke, but I am not remotely surprised if that actually happened in your life.
Somehow, the gall of me to not be enthralled with a money-making machine specifically designed for children seems to continue to enrage others.
You know, lady, I think you should be cut in half. I don't usually say that, but what you said has confirmed to me that you cover your ears and shout la 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 to any sorts of feedback. Oh my, I told a bunch of people that they're losers for liking Disney movies, and they got mad at me. Why are they so mad at me? La 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 la. At this stage, you can literally say anything to this person and she won't even listen. Hey, I want you to take a drink. It's on me. No? You're just gonna stay there? Okay, then no drinks for you. Also, can I borrow your car for a minute? I'll take that as a yes.
Which brings me to my first big ticket item. Disney films are for kids.
Go on.
I didn't like stories designed for children when I was one, let alone now I'm an adult who's like so mature. I could
Stop. I must have missed that. I think you said that ironically, so can you repeat that to me, please?
I didn't like stories designed for children when I was one, let alone now I'm an adult who's like so mature. I could blame my upbringing
Stop. Is that sarcasm? Are you being ironic here? if that's your attempt at being sarcastic, that is one very poor attempt. And even if you are being sarcastic, that only proves that you are immature, which means that you're not an adult, at least according to your logic. I'm genuinely confused. Are you trolling me right now?
Sure, some may argue Monty Python isn't the best pop culture injection for a kid, but neither is plonking a 5-year-old in front of a movie about an unconscious chick who's just lying there in a forest whose only chance of waking up is to be kissed by a random guy.
I'm sorry, what?
Sure, some may argue Monty Python isn't the best pop culture injection for a kid, but neither is plonking a 5-year-old in front of a movie about an unconscious chick who's just lying there in a forest whose only chance of waking up is to be kissed by a random guy.
So, your argument is Monty Python is morally superior to Sleeping Beauty? What's your point here?
Or what about Peter Pan, a man with a fairy as a best mate who just can't get over the fact that he's not a kid anymore, so he breaks into children's bedrooms and abducts them? What kind of adult thinks that's entertaining or in any way appropriate?
Lady, we're not on Twitter playing the game of poorly describe your favorite movie story. You're trying to write an article talking about Disney. At least represent the stories correctly before you tell people to grow up. The joy of Peter Pan isn't the abducting children part, but in exploring Neverland and battling pirates. I don't describe the story of my favorite game of all time as a cyborg with a long trench coat zapping everyone unconscious with a stun gun. You can poorly describe any Disney movie if you take them out of context, like internalized schizophrenia.
I am way too cynical for this. Pretty much every one of Disney's female characters needs saving from their plight by a male. That's just like against the rules of feminism.
Okay, I think I need to reread that part with a very bitchy voice.
I am way too cynical for this. Pretty much every one of Disney's female characters needs saving from their plight by a male. That's just like against the rules of feminism.
Yeah, that fits well.
Yes, you could argue with these stories first originated, the sort of gender roles whatever was the norm, but it's 2018 and we can surely give these Disney flicks a good once over with Cinderella's broom. 2013's Frozen came so very close to being a real feminist banger with Queen Elsa being a badass. That was until her sister Anna's frozen heart could only be mended by an act of true love. Mate, let it go already.
Have you seen Frozen? I am very sure the person who saved Anna was a female. Okay, she gets through the movie with a guy, but she's still saved by a female in the end. A female who is very close to her, in fact, which might strand the incest lesbian undertones that some internet jackasses love to jack off to. And even if it's a guy, I still don't get your point here. Let go the act of true love being saved by a man? I thought that was the fantasy of every girl, especially when it's done by their favorite boy band artists. The writer also has a picture of Olaf with the caption at the bottom saying, "A talking snowman." How original. It's not original. So? Your point? I don't understand. Disney has tons and tons of talking things. Talking animals, talking feelings, talking ghosts. It's not original, so your point is... what? They're still entertaining movies. I wouldn't describe Olaf as entertaining. I think he should be torched, but I really don't get your point.
I never noticed how everything ends perfectly fine and dandy no matter the problem. All you Disney weirdos probably love that, but you can hardly label it as an appropriate way to lead one's life.
Okay, Grinch, is that you? Please tell me that's you. I know that's you over there telling kids that Santa isn't real. I know that you don't care about how the kids really feel. Next time you can also tell them that their parents are in too much debt, their job sucks, and they're basically out of sweat. They're not gonna be able to feed you anymore, and you're all going to live in the streets begging like a whore. Let's all go and make this Disney movie so that the kids come out of it saying, "Oh God, please kill me." Misery sure loves company, don't they? You know what else loves company? My chainsaw torture roleplay.
Disney tries to be the in-real-life version of the motivational quote favored by your Aunt Barbara. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Yet, it's still a lot to go through.
You know what? I think I found the reason why you cannot enjoy Disney. Your outlook on the world is so cynical and miserable, you genuinely want other people to be about as cynical and miserable as you are just so that you can have a company. So you use Disney as a bridge for that. You tell people to stop watching Disney films because God forbid someone wants to see something happy and cheerful and refreshing out of their miserable life. God forbid that a couple of adults want to have a good time with their children watching the latest Disney flick. Look, I get that people can be so overly cynical and have a very depressing outlook in life, but they counter this by doing things that are fun and entertaining. You mock people who watch Disney films and do other fun things because you cannot find enjoyment out of them and you want them to be as miserable as you are. How about you just leave them alone? What if I tell you that this feminism group that you enjoyed so much is an absolute cancer and everyone should not join? What if I tell you that feminists absolutely deserve to be cut in half? What if I tell you that feminists like you are going to be left alone at a party at the corner with no hunky boys approaching you? At least we boys have a job, a sustainable income, and our own 2D waifu.
The Disney stories with animals are really my only calling for any sorts of normalcy here, but that brings me to my final big ticket item. I can't handle any sort of animal with emotion.
I mean, I can't blame you. You're more into those dead-eyed furry costumes, I can see that.
I may be cynical, but I'm not a monster, and cartoon animals with exaggerated eyes and the ability to form human-like relationships really brings in the waterworks. Forget the Scream franchise, this is the trauma behind not sleeping properly as a child.
You're traumatized by cartoon animals?
Who can worry about a mass hoodlum blasting into your bedroom with a machete when you constantly visualize Todd's confused head tilt when Widow Tweed left him in the woods in The Fox and the Hound?
Lady, I think that's entirely on you.
While the last big ticket item is purely personal, the other reasons cannot be ignored. Disney is just a waste of time for anyone over the age of 12. 14 at a stretch.
Alright then, so please tell us where we should spend our time better. Feminism? Social justice? Wearing vagina outfits? Throwing sandals at the president?
Oh, and one last thought. What's that about Disneyland being the happiest place on earth? Fairly sure spending 100 quid on a ticket to spend a day standing in queues at Disney World surrounded by screaming children who are hangry to pay another 100 quid for a soggy hot dog to quell your own hunger before trying to find your name on a novelty number plate to only find an abundance of board is considered hell. What a rort. Don't even get me started at the Mickey Mouse Club.
Okay, there's cynical and then there's this. This has gone beyond cynical. This is maximum hopelessness. I think you have reached a point where you look at the world and its reality so much, you began to lose grasp of any hope of living or even any sense of hope at all. Any sense of idealism or hope went straight through your head. Any sense of fun or enjoyment are things that you cannot process. This article would only make sense if it was written by the most emotionally detached individuals on this planet, like Rio from Devilman. This article is interesting in that it is beyond hopeless. It is one of the most hopeless articles that I have ever read in a while. It is so depressing that I came out of it feeling more optimistic. It's the sort of thing that makes me think, wow, I am so glad that I'm not as miserable as this person. I am so glad that I still have the will to live and that the world is worth preserving. I am so glad that I can still have the capacity to enjoy the beauties of life among the horror, the depression, and any other responsibilities I have to deal with. I'm sure that some of you who watch this video are having some form of a depression. I am definitely sure that most of you are cynical to a lot of things in the world. But at least beyond those cynicism, you still have some semblance of hope, idealism, things that make you think that living in this world is worth it. I don't think the writer of this article has it anymore. In fact, I think it would be better if you guys call a suicide hotline right now and see whether or not the writer is still alive. This is both legit nuts and legit sad. So writer, thank you for being so utterly miserable. I hope the suicide hotline works and I thank you for making a great anti-suicide PSA since the threat of appearing in a Logan Paul video.